Hey, what's up, everybody? So, today I want to talk to you about this really interesting medieval text called The Rules of St. Benedict, and we learned about it in Fordham's Internet Medieval Sourcebook. So, really, what it is, it's a guide written way back in the early 500s, 530 to be exact, by this guy named Benedict of Nursia, and it basically lays out how monks should live their daily lives, kind of how they should interact with people, how many times they should pray, what they believe in, kind of things like that. What I think is really cool about how this rule kind of shaped a lot of medieval life back then, especially in the monasteries all across Europe. So, exactly is the rule of St. Benedict? Really think of it like a manual for monks, kind of like a car manual, but for monks and how they should live their life. It tells them when to pray, when to work, when to eat, and kind of even how to behave with each other and other people. So, it's super detailed, but also tries to keep things balanced in a way. Benedict wasn't about making life super strict or harsh, but more about finding a good rhythm between work, prayer, and rest, and how that should all be kind of intertwined. So the rule has about 70 chapters. I know that sounds like a lot, but don't worry. It's not just a bunch of rules for rules' sake. There's really a lot of meaning to them. For example, it tells monks how many times a day they should pray. Turns out, obviously, you'd guess it's quite a lot. It talks about humility and being obedient to the abbot, who basically is the boss of the monastery, kind of the monk above all the other monks. It even covers how to handle monks who mess up or don't do something right according to the rules. There's a whole system for discipline with it, but it always kind of comes with kindness and the goal for helping someone improve, really, not to kind of get on them or make them feel bad about themselves for doing something wrong. It's all about self improvement. So why should we care about this old rule? Well, it kind of gives us a peek into what life was like in the Middle Ages, especially after the Roman Empire fell apart, which was a big thing, obviously, back then. Making those times pretty chaotic, but monasteries kind of became a place where people could find order and peace. They weren't just kind of spiritual hubs where people just prayed. They also preserved books, taught people how to farm, and kept knowledge alive when kind of everything was destroyed when the whole Roman Empire fell apart. The rule shows us that medieval people valued community, discipline, and a life focused on something bigger than themselves, kind of helping out other people and living for more than just themselves. Even today, the rule of St. Benedict is still followed by some monks around the world, and it's inspired a lot of ideas about how to live a balanced, good life. I think it's really interesting because it's not just about religion, which you would kind of think. It's about creating routines, leading with care, and living thoughtfully for others. And honestly, I think there's something we can all learn from that, no matter who we are or really what we believe in religiously or spiritually. I mean, so yeah, the Rule of St. Benedict isn't just some old, kind of dusty book that people look at. It's like a window into how people back then tried to live meaningful, peaceful lives, and obviously these really tough times. So really, just thank you for listening. If you want to know more, definitely check out the full text on Fordham's Internet Medieval Sourcebook. It's pretty fascinating, and I just thank you guys for listening.